this lab video, we'll learn about how to create a Linux backdoor. We'll particularly use the msfvenom tool, which is a payload generator and encoder tool and comes as a part of the Metasploit framework. Alright, so let's begin. We have two Linux machines running on Debian Linux OS, and we'll try to create a backdoor on one machine and drop it to the other machine to get a remote access. I have Metasploit framework pre-installed, and just in case if you want to look at the steps of installation for Metasploit, do check out our video on Metasploit. I'll also drop in a link to some of the useful commands that we'll use in this lab. Alright, so let's begin and let us create the backdoor first. And to do that, we'll use the command msfvenom followed by -p to specify what payload we are going to use. And in this case, we are going to use a Linux 86 interpreter, and this should be a reverse TCP shell. Followed by this, we'll specify some options like what is the localhost IP, and now this is the IP of my cloud VM. And just in case if you're practicing this in a virtual lab or in a private lab, you should be able to use the private IP addresses as well. Now the next thing is the port, which let's say we give 4444, and followed by the file type -f, which is ELF for the Linux, and -o followed by the name of the backdoor. So we give as backd ELF, and we should be able to create the backdoor using this command. Perfect. Now that we have the backdoor created, we'll try to drop it through a Python web server. And to do this, I'm gonna actually create a web server directory and move the backdoor to web server. Yeah. Now we're gonna use Python to spin up a HTTP server. Okay. So we spin it on port 9090. Perfect. Now that this is running on port 9090, we should be able to download it on the victim machine. To do this, we'll use the command wget followed by the IP address, which is 34.80.148.70. Port is 90. There's a mistake. I don't think this is running on web server. Yeah, it should be running here now. So now that we are able to download this file, we'll actually make it executable. Yeah. Now before we execute our backdoor, we'll actually need to set up a listener here on the machine where we want to take the control. So for this, we'll use Metasploit. Yeah, now that Metasploit is up, let's use exploit multi-handler, and let's set the payload to Linux 86, followed by Twitter and reverse TCP, and we'll set the localhost, the IP is 34.88. Okay. Good. And the port should be the one that we configured on the backdoor, and was 4444. Once this is configured, we can actually run this, and you can see we have the listener running on port 443 on this machine. Now what happens when we execute the backdoor is it will try to create a reverse TCP connection to the machine over here, and we should be able to get a remote interpreter shell, and followed by that we'll have a control over this machine. Let's execute the backdoor. Now that you can see, I executed the backdoor on this machine, and over here I actually received a interpreter shell. And if I do Let's say we look at the directories. Okay, yeah. So what all we can do, we can actually use the help command to see what all things you can do with this shell over here. You can actually do a bunch of file system commands. Networking, let's say config. We are able to see the network interfaces, and yeah, there are a bunch of more commands. And if you wish to learn actually what all you can do with Meterpreter, do check out our video called as Metasploit 101. And with this we come to the end of the video, and I hope you liked the video, and do hit the like button and drop in your comments. Till then, keep hacking, stay safe, stay secure. Hacker TV signing off.
Downfall, my love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side.